opinions on the new YouTube censorship? Yeah. All right. Let me wax a little bit before I jump on this surfboard then. New? What? Well, it's not new. To be fair, it's not new. The terms have been around for quite some time, at least like 3-4 years. But what's changed recently is how they enforce the terms. So what's happened is that a bunch of people have gotten like emails and various other notices. Yeah, emails and other notices saying that their videos have been unmonetized. I can't have long hair or long fingernails when I'm still in school. What about your place? That's pretty strict. Yeah, you could grow your nails out, grow your hair out over here, but I wouldn't recommend growing your nails out too long though. They get dirty. So that might be a good rule to follow actually. But yeah, so a bunch of people got emails saying that their videos been demonetized because of these terms. So it's not that the terms are new; they're just the system is new. So they are able to appeal it, and in some cases they have been reinstated. But the problem is that because it's happened about 4 years ago, and people didn't know about it 4 years ago, there's potentially all that time their videos have been demonetized that they could have been earning revenue from, but they haven't been earning revenue from because they didn't even know to appeal the damn things. They didn't even know about it. You mean that thing they didn't even change how they enforced it? They just changed the system so you can see what they're doing, right? At least that's HVH3 and greater. Yeah, pretty much. So the actual rules have been around a long time. It's just now that you know about it. Now, in terms of how, let's see, what I think of it, it's a bit weird because for me, like, I remember about a year or so ago where I just happened to randomly notice one of my videos was demonetized, and it didn't say why. I didn't get an email about it, didn't get any kind of notification. I just happened to notice. There was a lot less videos on the channel at the time, so that sort of thing was easier. And I remember trying to contact YouTube at the time, and to no avail. They're not the easiest people to contact, at least back then they weren't anyway. Apparently it's better now, but back then it was difficult. Don't get involved in any drama and you'll probably fine. Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. I mean, I tend to avoid a lot of the drama stuff anyway. Yeah, so I just happened to notice that, and when I was looking around on the various forums and things, it seemed to be something to do with the tags, like what H3 was saying. That's something to do with how you tag and what it starts to assume what your videos are. So nowadays, I guess the difference is that if you do get flagged by it, you can appeal it and you should be able to get a response pretty quickly, which is a good thing. But it just sucks that it's even a thing, I think, because it's like the whole not advertiser friendly thing. To me, that just seems like it seems ridiculous. Like, if you look at a channel, let's say who's been here, the Flip the Franco, for example, quite a popular channel. And to say he's not advertiser friendly don't make no sense, because for the most part, to be fair, I don't watch every single one of his videos, but out of the ones I do watch, and I watch quite a few, none of them are particularly offensive. I mean, he can get a little bit opinionated, but for the most part, he's generally quite benign. So to say that he's not advertiser friendly, it's like, come on, really? You can't imagine too many people saying, you've got a YouTuber like Flip the Franco who gets maybe, I don't know, 100, 200 plus thousand views within the first few hours or so, maybe up to 500,000 views within the first few hours, or maybe first day or so. You can't imagine too many people saying, yeah, I don't want my advert shown to that many people. You know what I mean? It just seems like that there's something not quite right about that. Like, unless your videos are like have donkey porn or something like that in there, then yeah, I get that. But for the average YouTuber who might just have a few swear words here and there, or maybe they get a little bit risque once in a while, but nothing too bad, you can't imagine too many people saying, I don't want my advert shown on that channel when they're ridiculously popular. Or someone like PewDiePie, you know what I mean? It's like he swears all the time, but the guy gets like millions of views in a day. How many advertisers are going to be like, yeah, I don't want my videos, I don't want my adverts being shown to millions of people? You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm not totally convinced by the whole advertiser friendly thing. I think there's something a bit more to it. that we're not being told. But at the end of the day, it's their platform, and we're pretty much at their mercy. You know, there's not really a whole lot we can do about it, but abide by the rules that they set out. But yeah, I'm not sure I'd call it censorship though. I'm not sure I'd call it censorship, only because it seems like it's happening to a wide variety of different people with different opinions. So and it's not that the videos are being taken down, they're just not being monetized. So it's a bit difficult to call it censorship. It's certainly a de-incentivizing of certain topics, you know. So you can still do it, you just won't make any money off it. So it's de-incentivizing. I won't call it quite censorship, because to censor it would be like to completely take it down. So that's not what they're doing. It's just they're not giving you any incentive, or they're not giving you much incentive rather, to keep doing those types of videos. That's nothing to do with drama, it's the advertising. Yeah, well, no, I think what he meant is that just in terms of the types of videos that get flags tend to be along those lines. You know, the YouTuber sex with a donkey or whatever, or you know, this and that. Those types of videos are ones that tend to get flagged. So I think that's what Senyo was referring to. Or I don't know if you prefer something else. Let me know. Coming to videos tagged in a certain way. Yeah. I think that's how it seems to be in my experience. That certain tags will flag it. That being said, I know some people have said that even without the tags, they're still getting flagged anyway. So maybe there's something else. Seems like Big Brother control in the form of extreme PC standards. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure about that, because apparently some of the very, very politically correct channels have been flagged as well. So yeah. But then again, who knows what they're trying to do? YouTube aren't always the most forthwith. Is that the word? Forthwith? I don't even know what the word is. We know they're not forthwith. No. I can't think of the word right now. I'm not sure if it's forth. Anyway, they're not always the most upfront. That's what I'm trying to say. They're not the most upfront people at times. Less unnecessary bad attentions anyway. I think it depends on what type of content you're trying to create, because a lot of YouTubers, at least some of the ones that I watch anyway, like Philip DeFranco or Lovely T, who do news, they're getting flagged on their videos when they're covering news topics, and it just seems like, well, if that's your channel, then why are you getting flagged for that? You know what I mean? Like that seems nonsense to me. Like for example, I don't cover what you call it, current affairs. Like on my channel, I'm not talking about rape victims and disasters and massacres and things and stuff like that. I'm not talking about that on my channel. So I feel like for someone like me, who mostly talks about video games and movies, if all of a sudden I'm talking about some high school massacre somewhere because it's a trending topic, then yeah, I could totally understand why you might want to curb that sort of thing, where you might want to curb people just kind of cash in on various topics just because they're trending. I get that, but if your channel is about talking about the news and that is part of the news, then it makes sense that you're going to be talking about the bad stuff as well. So that's why I feel like they need to really look at what they're doing and who they're flagging, as opposed to just flagging people because of a tag in your title. They need to look at the channel as well. How the people who buy the ads time decide themselves if they want to advertise on suicide videos and such. Pretty much, yeah. I mean, from my understanding is that if you're advertising, you decide certain things that certain videos you don't want to have your adverts shown upon anyway, which makes sense, of course. I mean, if you are, I don't know, if you're a condom manufacturer, you probably won't want to advertise on a video about abortions. It might come across a bit odd, right? So yeah, I get that. I get that advertisers should be able to choose. I'm all for that, but it seems to me like YouTube are doing a lot of the choosing in this case. That's how it seems to me, that YouTube are the ones choosing certain things, and I'm like, wait a minute, that can't be right. That can't be right. But maybe I'm not understanding it fully myself, Companies that buy ad time can still decide to put videos on the not ad-friendly videos based on blacklist, but generally they don't. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they do have to opt into that. But I think the problem is that if you have like a bunch of videos in this blacklist, so to speak, it may be that you're okay with certain topics, but you might not be okay with others. And then it'd be like, okay, well, if you're on this list, because if that is what they're saying, then you pretty much, your adverts are just going to show on a bunch of stuff that you may not be too comfortable with, and even though you are comfortable with other stuff. So the way I see it, the way I've understood it is the way it should be, where advertisers, because here's what I know about monetization. When you're setting it up, when you set up your monetization on YouTube, it gives you options to say what types of adverts you want to show on your videos and what types of adverts you don't want shown on your videos. Like, you actually get that choice as a content creator. You may not want certain adverts to show on your videos. So it makes sense that advertisers should have those same options, that they just don't want to show their videos on certain, show their adverts on certain videos. But apparently it either doesn't work that way or there's other things to it. But again, that's what I mean. It seems like YouTube aren't being completely... I feel like there's stuff that they're not telling us, on stuff that aren't being made clear. Because it doesn't make sense to have an advertiser-friendly blacklist or whatever, when if you could just choose what stuff you want to show on anyway, right? That means Toys R Us don't want their ads on your video. Quackity TV 2016. Quackity. I might have to check this out actually. I've never heard of that. But yeah, pretty much. Yeah, tagging systems might need more work. Just having a war tag on your video doesn't necessarily tell enough about it. Exactly. It might be that you're talking about a war movie, you know what I mean, or a war video game, or just using a word in a very benign way, like I'm going to war with my ex, girlfriend or something. You're not necessarily talking about war. But then again, here's what I noticed actually. I did a Suicide Squad review that didn't get flagged. So then maybe there is a little bit of a nuance to it as well, because it does definitely have suicide in the title. So perhaps there is a little bit of nuance to it where it does recognize certain things, perhaps. Bro Team Peel gets flags 24/7 for personal opinion, almost everything. Mostly extreme feminism. Okay, I don't know about Bro Team Peel. That's a channel I know about. I guess that's an anti-feminist though, because it seems like Peel. I think like that's a term that I've heard about, Peel taking a red pill or something like that. So yeah, I mean, I think, well, I guess all that stuff, whether you're extremely for feminism or extremely against feminism, you're probably more likely to get flagged either way, depending on how you tag the videos, I suppose. Opinions. But yeah, the way I see it is that if you are an advertiser and you're okay with whether it's extremely, whether he's extreme pro-feminist or extreme anti-feminist, if you're an advertiser and you're like, yo, I don't mind with my advert shown on that, you should be able to choose. YouTube should not be choosing for the advertisers, you know what I mean? I don't think we have enough information on what ad-friendly and what not ad-friendly means. I'm guessing that they might have multiple tag words or something that advertisers can choose from, but they might just have a big blacklist or something. It doesn't matter whether it's an opinion or not. If the topic of conversation is something that advertisers don't want, then they have the right to say that they don't want to advertise. No, absolutely, I agree with that. Absolutely agree with that. Whether it's opinion, whether it's facts, whether it's, whether like really benign videos or whatever, if you don't want it shown, then absolutely they should have that right. But it just seems like it's not quite there. But maybe you're right. Maybe it is a combination of things. Maybe it's a combination of certain words. Maybe not just one word. It may be just like you look at a group of words or how the words are written together. And then perhaps that's what the algorithm looks for. I mean, YouTube algorithms are notoriously complicated anyway, just the way they do things. So it's difficult to tell. But yeah, it could be a combination of things that adds to this so-called blacklist, and then advertisers have to opt into that specifically. By the way, you should upload your whole streams again, your channel, so I and some other loyal subscribers can watch those that we missed. I do upload them. I upload them on my gameplay channel though. not on the main channel. I'm not on the gameplay channel because I feel like it's a better fit there. Because on this channel, although I stream on this channel, I still prefer stream on this channel because there's more people here, quite frankly. But I upload to a gameplay channel because I feel like once it's recorded, once it's done, it is a better fit on that channel, a better fit on that channel because that's more long play stuff. Whereas with this channel, it's mostly short form stuff, mostly curated stuff. And that said, there's a few changes I'm going to make to this channel as well because of that as well. So yeah, I do still upload them, but they go on my gameplay channel. There's the links in the description. I'm not sure if they're in this description actually. But if you go to my channel page, I'm just checking if they're here. No, I haven't put it in the description yet. But if you go to my channel page, there's a link to my gameplay channel. So yeah, you can check them there. If you subscribe to that, then yeah, that will let you know once they're uploaded there. But thanks for being loyal, Senor. Thanks for being loyal. Much appreciated. And for everyone else who's loyal. Nah, it's a Canadian playing video games. Not political. Not political. Okay. So in that case, he's just being screwed for no good reason then. Maybe they don't like Canadians. Advertisers are racist, probably. They're racist against Canadians. Another problem is that if they tell too much about it, people can game the system and get videos that should have been tagged to go under the radar, which is of course not to. Yeah, that's right. That's just could be one of the reasons why they're keeping a little bit quiet about it. You don't want people trying to manipulate the system too much, because if it is to do with the tags, then already there's people who are just being a bit careful of what they put in tags anyway. Which is why I think they should look more at the channel itself rather than just the tags, which, well, assuming that's what they're doing anyway. But it needs to be just channel as well, because like I say, you have a news channel that's going to talk about various news topics that aren't always going to be nice things. It's going to be murders, it's going to be suicides, it's going to be various hard-hitting topics, and I feel like they should be allowed to do that, in terms of, especially if advertisers find advertising on, you know, CNN and advertising on all these BBC News and all those other news channels. If they're fine with putting adverts on those, then there's no reason why they shouldn't be fine with putting adverts on, you know, the YouTube specific news channels like Lovely Tea, like Philip DeFranco, and so on. And if they're looking at these channels and saying, okay, yeah, fine, they're covering the news, we are okay with advertising on news channels, you know what I mean? They should be okay. So I feel like they should be looking at channels as well, and not just saying, oh, here's a bunch of words we don't like, flag it, you know, or, I mean, hopefully it's not that simple. Hopefully it's not that simple. Like you say, it could be, there's certain things we don't know, and perhaps that's the reason why. I know the last few Philly D videos I've watched haven't been flagged because they had adverts running on them, and I think the last few Lovely Tea videos I watched haven't been flagged either, so yeah, perhaps there's more to it. Okay, just heard about your other channel right now. Go subscribe right away. Cool, awesome, thanks for that. But yeah, for anybody who's interested in the gameplay stuff, or watching the gameplays after I stream, then yeah, they go to the gameplay channel rather than this channel. I may stream on that channel one day, but for now, there's a few more people on this one, and if I have to be fair, I'm an attention whore when it comes down to it. I like the attention. I need the attention. On the other hand, bigger channels already have different revenue streams. Like, yeah, right, yeah, like third-party sponsors and Patreon. So this mostly affects smaller channels the most that still rely on the ads on YouTube. Pretty much. You know, it's difficult. You know, it's difficult because, I mean, for a channel like for myself, I don't make a living off YouTube. Unfortunately, I'm not quite there yet. One day, but I'm not quite there yet. So yeah, the changes I can't say have made a massive difference to me, so to speak. I mean, and none of my videos have been flagged anyway, so I feel like it's kind of passed me by. But if you're at a point where you're starting to earn some money, and you know, on a fairly sort of monthly-ish basis, and then you're getting some videos flags, and yeah, that's gonna suck so much, because you're not at a point where you can just quit your job, right? But then you're at a point where it's like really, where the money starts coming a bit more frequently, and then, but you're still having to, but you know, you're not making big bucks or anything. You're just still trying to kind of get by. All of a sudden this happens, it's like now, it's like starting again almost. So yeah, definitely affects some of the sort of smaller channels, and maybe coming into the mid-range, middle channels as well. Your personality is really cool and your content is interesting too. Definitely needs more subs. Thank you, Senor. Thank you. I think so too. More subs, more views, more all of that stuff. That would be nice. Must be nice. Okay. I can't jump in this. Alright. So when you get the surfboard, you can't jump. Alright. It's gonna shoot. TBR comes to mind. TBR. I don't think I know that one. What's that sound? Total Biscuit? No, TBR. Idiot. What's TBR? I probably know the channel. It sounds like a speed version I've heard, but it comes. They switched over full-time YouTube. They needed all their income streams. Like now, after what 2 years, they can survive without YouTube ads. It's a long grind. But yeah. Oh yes, the barrel. I knew I heard it was this before the barrel rail. Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Snarky Apex. Yeah, I know the guy. I haven't watched much of his stuff, but yeah, I know the channel. Well, I have to go now. Hope to see you next time. Senyo Natsuzora, thank you for stopping by. Much appreciated. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the comments. Really appreciate that. But yeah, if you're subscribed and got the notifications on and all that stuff, then this video eventually, probably in the next day or two, give or take, it should be on the gameplay channel. So yeah, if you want to watch that, you can do that there. But yeah, thanks, dude. Peace out.